Good afternoon. I thought I'd read a few poems and post them on my Substack. So I'm going to read a couple from my recent trip to the Upper Peninsula. I published a few poems from this series a while back. Here's two more that I've been working on, and then I'm going to read a couple other poems. One from a couple of poems that I published, I think, just last week in my Substack endeavor, and another one that I just found and I thought I'd like to read out loud. So here we go. This one's called Legend. A woman was lost in the storm, gone for 4 hours. Her friends paddled off to find her just as the winds rose and dark mammatus clouds reached us as they crossed the water. Lightning strike. We stand on the shore with binoculars gone blind because of the storm's brooding light, just as the deluge arrives. All the birds, the otter and bear take cover, but then a great blue glides into our little landing, looks and hacks at us and goes just as those kayaks come back, including the one with the lost woman trailing not far behind in the rain. Later, we check as neighbors might do, and we're told the lost woman was all the way up the river. Now the marshes, bogs, and wets spread far from the flooding, and the river winds in many ways. I would not swim here, though I swim everywhere. Even on bright days, these gold waters illuminate a tangle of old trees, festooned in tangles of smartweed, lily pads, and reeds, silent as one who is drowned in a world where there is no sun. This one's called After the Storm. These are kind of new, so I'm already kind of, when you read, or when I read poems out loud, sometimes I see things that I'd like changed. So I might change them. This is called After the Storm. It's hard to imagine how bright morning can be, but the cranes across the flooding know, shouting from deep, deep in the high marsh grass. So much like stars, all drops fall in each breeze from red and white pine. The water is breathing again, breathing every color you can imagine. It's hard to imagine yourself a part of a world gone so bright this morning after that one tremendous strike split a big maple on a nearby hill. Some things are certainly an old fable beyond our millennia. Animal memory out of this woodland, chanting through blueberries clustered below bracken fern. I rinse the tin percolator, the stained coffee basket, and watch another tsunami of brewing clouds roll in. This one I published on Compendium, The Kitchen Sink, I think last week. It was very recently. It's an older poem that I kind of found. Sometimes older poems surprise me and they pop up just when I'm poking around in my files, and kind of they ask for more work to be done. I think this one was from a little collection of poems we put together called, I think, Poems That Must Be Written. Yeah, it's called I Know What Tyranny Is. I know what tyranny is because someone will tell me not to use the words to describe it. Someone will scrub the blood from my tongue and the bars from my windows until, like the dead light of a well-lit chamber of silences, it will move and touch everything in our path, stung and thrown onto the walls of our language used against itself. Steps of fear, of fear, of fear, of fear against fear. If you say anything long enough times in an alien song, the song itself becomes arrested, meaningless, jingo jango, full of directions to march under the arch of the emperors who have stolen your sight or called it blindness and challenged you to find other words for darkness. I know what tyranny is, even if the words have been snaked away from me in a suit of public relations and a mass of wounds inflicted on the writers of our liberty and all our necessary waters. And the last poem I want to read is called The Fortunate Among Us. You know, I don't remember much about this poem other than it's a number of years old, maybe decades. But it's another one of those ones that have kind of popped up, and I read it at an open reading a while ago, and I thought I kind of like it. It's called The Fortunate Among Us. The fortunate among us are given a kind of sacred place. It has little to do with God, more accident than intention. It exists in the same dimensionlessness as dreams. Some animal becomes aware of us, and we are led from the road to a wind-borne bay or meadow, singing with mountain lily, our names written in sand or mud by the constant spring. We were never meant to be blessed by such gifts, but here we are. Some days the wind builds until arcs of waves prattle, while they fall and old logs push even further back from where they first arrived. These places always change, even to the point of near disguise, but really they are always themselves. Dunes build and travel back into the trees. Little rivers discover a quicker way to ring a peninsula of cedar, and new fires reconfigure the world of beavers, fishers, bear, marmot, puma. In our dreams in the darkest night, where we sleep in this almost painful holiness, the features of the dream become itself and live in us. It is why we were found by these landscapes, and why sooner or later they will swallow us whole, and nothing will be like we once were here when the skies change and everything is forgotten. Thanks for listening. See you later.